digital realms like your iTunes and your Spotify and Amazon and all that good stuff too. And Bandcamp.
Fantastic.
I love Bandcamp because they actually pay the best.
Well, that's good. We have got a great guest with us today. Joins us live here in our broadcast. Now, Sumo Princess featuring Abby Travis is set to release a full-length album in May, and they're going to be touring with the Meat Puppets as well. How did you guys get hooked up with the Meat Puppets?
I've known those guys since I was in high school. In fact, Elmo, who plays guitar in the band now, I've known since he was 4, and now he's in his 30s. So
Wow.
wrap your brain around that. Yeah,
That's
really
awesome.
weird.
Just amazing stuff. Now, Abby, what got you started in music?
I took piano lessons and stuff when I was a kid, and then I joined my first band, the Love Dolls, when I was in high school. My older brother dated the guitar player in the band for a little while, and her name was Kim Pilkington. Sadly, she is not on this plane any longer, but she was a very funny, great person who, for my 16th birthday, she gave me a copy of Raw Power, which was a big deal. That was a real kind of rite of passage for me. And I guess I'd given her a tuna sandwich at the house, and she liked the way I dressed, and heck, I'd bring the average age of the band down by about 5 years. So that was all it took in the mid to late 80s to join whatever sort of post-punk band that was, and it was a lot of fun.
That's fantastic. Now, Sumo Princess, how did this band get together? Talk to me a little bit about all this.
Well, I've been working for a really long time as kind of a gun for hire bass player, and I just kind of gotten to this point where I was like sort of losing my mind. And as well, I was growing weary of the music I was hearing on the radio. I could hear that everyone was using the same plugins, and everything was so quantized and so, overtuned, all the vocals and such. And I kind of started the band for my own sanity. I wanted to do something very experiential and reactive and aggressive. I was kind of sick of being appropriate and, doing the right thing musically all the time. So I wanted to stretch out and kind of go wild, and I'll admit that I had read about Royal Blood, who are also a bass and drum duo band, and I went and checked them out on YouTube. This was several years ago, and I thought, man, that's a great idea. Why didn't I think of that? So they were sort of like the inspiration that, I saw them on YouTube and realized, like, I could do the same thing, but I think what we're doing is a bit weirder, because I'm using a lot more spacey effects, and, it's a lot more like resonance damaged than they're a little more straight ahead, but they're great. So that's kind of how it started.
That's awesome. We have got a great guest with us today. Abby Travis joins us here on Skype Audio to discuss Sumo Princess, When an Electric Storm, and tell me about the cover art, because this is pretty cool as well. You guys just have an all around cool vibe. Period.
Okay, now we're on the radio, right? So I have
yes,
to
we're on radio, TV, all over the place. So yeah.
Okay, so my friend Chris Green, whom I played after I got fired from the first professional band I ever went on tour with, which was Vanessa Paradis, who later married Johnny Depp. But she was like this big French pop star, and I was her touring bass player when I was like 22. I got home and I thought, I just want to do the most least professional music possible so that I can remember why I started playing bass in the first place. So my friend Brian calls me up and he goes, I don't know if you want to do this, but there's a bunch of gay porn stars that need a bass player for
yes.
Pride. And I was like, perfect, let's do it. So I met all these guys, most of whom are still good friends of mine. And one of them, who was the guitar player, shot that cover. And he's now like a fine artist and lives out in Palm Springs. And that's my buddy Chris Green. So he used to work in the adult film industry. And
fantastic. We love the porn industry.
So that's a pretty good story.
We love the porn industry. In fact, we're going to be going to Exotica out there in Portland here very soon. So this is amazing. We have got...
the industry he worked in was a little more like M for what do they say? M4M, I guess is the
yes. You can read Craigslist ads. That's pretty awesome too. We've got got a great guest with us today. Now, the Meat Puppets are going to be going on tour, and they're going to be taking our guest band with them, Sumo Princess. Check out sumoprincessband.com for more information. And you guys are going to be going all over the place. Now, talk to me about your social media presence and what you guys do with social media.
Ugh, I can't. I'm so over it. I'm like, I really, I want to get someone else to do it for me. I feel it's like you know what it is with the internet is it never ends. You know, like you make a record and you finish it and it's done. And social media is this like ongoing worm that you never dies. You have to keep feeding it over and over and over again. And I do my best, and I find it completely exhausting and sometimes rather annoying, to be honest. I have a fraught relationship with social media.
Well, you know, it is something that it is a necessary evil.
Yes, and I guess I should have answered that question by saying, you know, Sumo Princess Band is on Instagram. On Instagram, Abby Travis, and it's ABBYTRAVIS is on Twitter. Sumo Princess is on Facebook. So we have all that stuff going on, and so I also have pages for my podcast and me, and it's all there's plenty of stuff on the socials.
That's awesome. Now tell us about your podcast. That's pretty entertaining. Tell me a little bit about this.
Well, a couple people I knew within a short podcast or radio or something, and so I just thought I will. And what I do is I interview other successful musicians in the verite style. So I go out and record them with a field recorder on location as we sort of walk around or drive. Similar in some ways to like comedians in cars getting coffee, that Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh yeah.
So, but it's a lot longer than that. And I've had some great guests like Tom Morello and Exene Cervenka from X, and Alice Bagg and Alan Johannes. And actually, just before you called, I'm listening to a rough cut of the Gina Shock from the Go-Go's is going to be the next guest. So it's a lot of fun, and I enjoy learning about other interesting people.
That's awesome. We have got a great guest with us today.
Can I tell the listeners?
Go ahead, jump in there. Yeah, tell us all about it, my friend.
The podcast is called Sounds Off with Abby Travis, and you can listen to it on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or Stitcher and the usual spots.
Fantastic. We have got a great guest with us today. Abby Travis joins us live, Sumo Princess, and you guys are going to be going on tour with the Meat Puppets here very soon. Now, tell us about this this big show at the Bootleg Theater that you guys are going to be doing. May 26th, I believe.
Yeah, that's May 26th here in Los Angeles, our hometown, and that's with a really great young artist called Poppy Jean Crawford is going to open the show for us. And I didn't even realize, well, I guess this might be too obscure in LA, but she's the daughter of Perry Farrell's Big Main Squeeze back in the 80s, you know. So
wow, that's
I know, another one of those.
That's like, a heck of a deal.
Dinosaur.
That's a heck of a deal.
So grand, the kids are doing all right, which is good, and we look forward to playing a set and selling our records, and we're also working on some surprise special guest DJs, but I don't have anything to report just yet. And that's May 26th at the Bootleg Theater in Los Angeles. It's an early show. Doors are at 7. Poppy Jean Crawford goes on at 7:30, and we'll go on at 8:15. So it's a nice early one, so you can get home and watch your shows afterwards.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We have got a great guest with us today. Joins us live here in our broadcast, coast to coast, border to border on iHeartRadio. Also, AMFM247.com, TuneIn, iTunes, and of course, Radio Loyalty. And so, where can people buy the album and download the music and everything else?
Well, right now the album is still in pre-sale because the release date is May 8th, but people can order the album pre-sale at ruinvibes.com as well as on iTunes and also Sumo Princess's Bandcamp page. And then on the 8th, they'll be able to get it in more places.
Fantastic. Well, you guys keep up the good work over there. I love the fact that you keep making music and that you keep doing all these things. So this is amazing. And thanks for being with us today. Really enjoyed the conversation.
Me too, and thanks a lot for having us.
Definitely. Definitely. Good luck with the album, and we'll definitely talk to you soon. Thanks for coming on.
Okay, play a bunch of tracks from the record.
Oh, I'm planning on it. Right
on. Okay.
Thank you, my friend. Hey, thank you.
You too. Bye-bye.
There she goes, Abby Travis. We are going to take a brief break, and when we come back, we have got more coming up. Frank Vernuccio on the way here on our program.
HugeSportsStore.com is an online store that has